My name is Kirk Boeller. I am 32 years old. I teach and coach here at Notre Dame Regional High School.
So Mr. Boeller, you were a baseball player here at Notre Dame. Tell me a little bit about your career as a player. Any interesting memories?
I coached baseball here for 8 years, I believe. One of my favorite and saddest memory of baseball, I had loaded the bases and a teammate of mine came in from the bullpen to relieve me, and he gave up a fly ball with all three of my runners on base that bounced off the top of the fence, scoring all those young men.
Speaking of sports, have you ever played wiffle ball? Have you perhaps been injured?
I still do play wiffle ball. You know, one of the darkest moments of my life was 2008. We were playing in a tournament at a friend's house, and I went to catch a foul ball under a tree, because every out counts. And my foot got caught on a root, and I ended up breaking my leg.
Well, I'm sure while you were injured, those were the dog days. While we're on the topic of dogs, do you have any specific memories?
I do. I have a miniature Australian Shepherd named Hopi. I do have one memory of a dog. It wasn't my dog. It was actually Coach U's dog. So I went over to their house to see the new addition, the new dog, and the thing wouldn't come out of his kennel. So me trying to comfort the dog, I got in the kennel with him, and when I stuck my head in, the dog bit my nose.
Mr. Boeller, you may or may not know, but I enjoy fishing. Do you enjoy fishing?
I do. I love fishing.
How do you take a fish off a hook?
It depends. There's a rumor going around that I use a glove to take the fish off the hook. That's partly true. I don't touch bluegill and I don't touch catfish. So when I catch one of those two fish, I use my waterproof fishing gloves.
So you played basketball here at Notre Dame. Do you have any memories?
I'd like to share with you one, if you will. It was the state quarterfinal game in Columbia. We were playing a high school, O'Hara. They had a 6'7", 6'8" center, and the referee thought that I traveled. I clearly disagreed with the call. So what I did was, in my mind, I kind of tossed the basketball just gently behind me. That's what I remember. According to Coach Brinkmeyer, who was on the court, he will say that he saved my life, because apparently when I threw the ball backwards, it hit that 6'7" center right in the stomach. And legend has it, he took 2 or 3 real hard steps towards my back, and Coach Brinkmeyer will say he protected me. I think he was yelling at me because I traveled.
Have you ever had an altercation with the ref? Maybe someone by the name of Brett Becker?
I may or may not have gotten thrown out of a intramural basketball game when I was in college. It's illegal to punt a basketball after you get called for a foul. And then I was asked to please leave the rec center.
Are you skilled in the profession of dunking?
I used to be.
Do you remember the Superman Classic?
We were playing Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And there was about 15 seconds left, and we were up 10. The other team just started to walk off the court, and I was holding the basketball. And they were all the way off, and Coach Hale yelled at me, "Go score!" So I took that as an opportunity to try dunking. And when I went up, the rim seemed to have moved, and I ended up jamming the ball off the bottom of the rim in front of Hopkinsville's entire fan base.
So this is a bottle of Germ-X. It says it kills 99% of germs. How do you feel about the last 1%?
Well, I wish it was more. I wish it killed all of the germs, but I like to take my chances against that 1%.
Mr. Boeller, should we save the turtles?
No. I was fishing when I was little, and I had a worm at the end of my hook with a bobber. Thing went down. I started reeling in, very heavy. I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the big fish I've been waiting for. When I got the hook about to the surface and I reached over the boat to grab it, there was a face of a snapping turtle launched out of the water at me, and it terrified me, and I've been scared ever since.